The ideal masculine avatar is female. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Relationship Theory, everyone. I am your neurotypical empath. Here, we take thoughts in, we break them down, we build them up, and we play them out. The ideal masculine avatar of strength, of power, of society, of men is female. At least that's what it is in its current state. I'm sure if you asked any specific man who he looks up to, you'll probably get something different. But as it stands, it's definitely female. And it's really interesting because what we get when it comes to an avatar is it's really a mixture of energy. It's really a combination, a gentle combination of things that everyone loves mixed into something that everyone loves, but just the good parts. Or rather, just the refined parts, but no one gets to see what the refinement is. And I think that's what's losing people. Thanks to technology, a lot of people are able to get things much faster than even the quick save ways we used to get them. Because even in time past, people used to get things so quickly and they forgot about the value along the way that you learn in a process. But in this day and age, it's still faster than ever. And the process of refinement is still lost on people. And in this case, when it comes to developing yourself as a man or developing yourself as a woman, that process of refinement is lost. We only get to see glorified objects of people on stage, as musicians, as artists, as performers, as producers. We only ever get to see the end result. We never get to see the process. Even the behind the scenes isn't all that worth it. Because if you don't look up to the person that you are viewing the behind the scenes with, you still don't get the effect that is most desired. And in society, we are definitely not getting that effect. Now, specifically what I mean by the ideal masculine avatar is female is this. We love the image of a woman, but we still value the characteristics of a man. And what we've done is taken pieces of a man, and definitely not his image, definitely not what he looks like, but we've taken the things we would like in a man and we put them inside a woman. Not to say that the pieces don't fit, because they do. But again, we still don't get to see how a woman with refined masculine characteristics came to be who she was. And without that, when you have people aiming to be this person, both men and women, because that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what it is. And that's also something that isn't necessarily difficult to imagine. It's just a characteristic. It's in your mind. It's a personality. It's an ego. It's not an actual physical thing, and we know this. But we don't get to see that refinement of what it would mean to be a woman with characteristics that she worked hard to have. This is important. This is important because we are still, once again, in this arena of relationships and romance where we think it's microwavable. We think we can have a microwavable good man. We think we can have a microwavable good woman. And it's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. We can all really take something from the movie Hercules back in 1997. I watched it a few months ago, and it's been a long time since I watched that movie. But it actually has intense value. It has intense value. Hercules, the way he's represented in that movie, is as a massively strong man that only wishes to help. He doesn't wish to do service. He doesn't wish to be a slave to anyone, and he doesn't wish to follow behind anyone's coattails. He's not looking to do that. And he's not looking to do it because his strength demands it either. It's in his heart. It's just purely in his heart. And no matter how, if he tried to fight it, because he definitely doesn't, he just knows that he must move, he must do. It embodies who he is as a strong and powerful man. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And you get to see not less, but even more when he meets his lover in that movie. But today, when we have people that represent us, stories that represent us, we have these people with powers and identities that are unshakable, and they're just completely rigorous, and they are always put together. And shows are trying to show that underside of a struggle, but it's definitely not working, because I don't see a lot of people falling for it, and it definitely doesn't show on social media today. Everybody's unbreakable. So we're definitely not learning from the right sources, because the reality is everybody's minds are shattering each and every second, and they don't know how to cope with it unless they break you. But that isn't the mindset of someone who is looking up to anyone. That's the mindset of somebody who's looking to subsume everything around them so that they don't have to look up. We have avatars that help us represent our failure. No matter how much good and prospective strength and imagination and spectacular, magnificent, just all of these things that shine like stars in an ever so distant space that we'll never reach. And all it does is show us our failure. So what can you do about this? Build your own avatar. Don't allow the image of other people's avatars be what makes who you are, be what you decide to look up to just to hurt yourself. If you chose someone yourself to look up to that you feel magnifies your own characteristics in a much more productive way, in a much more complementary way to your experience and your lifestyle, in your mind, in your body, in your stature, isolate those things. You can write them down in a list. You can act them out in a mirror. You can look at yourself and see what you're doing that doesn't fit that picture. Organize it in ways that make it feel like it's you and it's where you came from. Be your own superhero. That's TRT. I'm your neurotypical empath. I always slip on that. Have a great day.